Welcome to the Carr and Seguin Show, hosted by Devon Carr and Paul Seguin, where two Michiganders dive into real estate, outdoors, community building, and everything in between. What's up, bro?
What's going on, man?
Not much. How you doing?
Good, and yourself?
Oh, good. Well, welcome to the Carr and Seguin Show again. Episode 116?
15.
Oh.
Next one.
15? Oh, yeah, that's right, because we dropped those two real quick.
Yep.
We've been here a lot lately.
Yes, we have.
I know.
Pretty amazing how fast your 100th went to all of a sudden 115. Just seemed like you guys had your 100th one.
Yep.
Seems slow.
It did?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought
I feel like the 100 was like a while ago.
Oh, gosh.
Does it to you?
A little while ago, yeah.
Wow.
It was February, though, wasn't it? I think the end of February.
It was.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, like 15 weeks ago.
It's true.
Who would have thunk?
Dummy. I don't know. It honestly just feels like it's a long time ago. I don't know. It happens like that here, us Michiganders.
Mm-hmm.
Life gets really slow. It doesn't it in the winter? It just feels like days just freaking tick by because you're just all you do is just freaking sit inside.
Well, yeah.
You sit and work inside, and then you go home and sit inside, and then it's like,
wow,
that was a long day.
Right?
Yeah, and it's dark at 5:30. Gosh, I do not look forward to that at all. But I was just thinking this the other day. It's only 3 months to the freaking early antlerless season. Matt sent out a text and he's like, "Hey boys, just letting you know, are you planning on coming?" I'm like, "Heck yeah, I'm coming." Right. I'm not, and I thought about it, I'm like, dude, what? That's only 3 months away.
I know.
But that's what sucks too at the same time, because I always say this, and Jess hates it. As soon as July 4th hits, summer's over.
Right.
As soon as fast as it came, as fast as it goes. Why do we live here?
I mean,
I don't know. We talk about this all the time.
Midway, I mean, it's already
almost mid-June.
Almost mid-June. Next week's mid-June. It's like, what?
Oh, well, let's start off with our sponsors. No, I wish. But this iced coffee is not bad.
I'm not an iced coffee fan.
I will have to say,
coffee is supposed to be warm.
I think he did put. I mean, I agree with you, but on these nice summer days, a nice iced coffee tastes really good. Put too much caramel in there, though. I always get a nice coffee with caramel.
Okay.
Swirl, shaken, not stirred.
Okay. You get whipped cream. You get whipped cream.
I don't know how they do it. No whipped cream. No, I gotta say, I'm trying to lose some weight.
That's silly.
No zooming in, camera. But Big B, I think, has the best iced coffee. Straight, if I'm going for just an iced coffee,
Big B's the one
with caramel, dude, it's phenomenal. I got Jess hooked on it. She thought it was like, that's so gross, and I'm like, she's like, oh crap. Now she orders them all the time, and it's still cheaper than buying the foo drinks at $6 a pop.
Oh, I know they are expensive. The teddy bear or whatever,
caramel macchiatos.
Yeah, those are expensive.
Brown sugar, oatmeal, almond. I mean, it was actually pretty good. What was it called? Hey, what's these just freaking chuckling back there?
It's just as many ingredients as you can think of. They're throwing in there, right?
Dude, no, it's the brown sugar, oat milk, almond, freaking tostada. I don't know. It's like a crazy, but it's good. I like that actually iced too. You can get it hot, but you might get that iced. Just gets it now from Starbucks. But dude, it's annoying when you're like $5.75 for your. And then the worst thing about iced coffee though too is you take like 3 sips and it's gone. You got to say, hey, no ice. So you actually have to give me the whole freaking glass. Because like, I mean, honest to God, you get a tall iced coffee from anywhere. Big B does the same thing. They fill the freaking cup with ice, and then they pour in your one little shot and a little, all the other crap, and then it's gone. You like, the frick? I just paid $5 for 3 sips. It's gone. But no, so I don't think we talked about this on the show yet.
What?
Getting off of our sponsorship with Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah.
If anyone does work for corporate Dunkin' Donuts, I don't know. Is there any corporately here in Michigan? It's got to be an office or something,
I'm sure
maybe.
there's an office.
If you guys listen, if anybody knows anyone somehow connected, maybe a franchise owner of a Dunkin' Donuts here locally in Metro Detroit, I'd love to have you on the show. And then afterwards, we're going to negotiate really dang hard on a sponsorship. And Johnny's included in that. He likes Dunkin' Donuts coffee.
I don't even drink coffee.
That's a sad statement.
But I'll tell them I do if I can get you guys a sponsorship.
Okay.
How can you be a hunter and not drink coffee?
I don't like coffee or tea, right?
Well, I don't like tea either.
I like tea at certain times.
I very rarely have it.
I'll have it at night.
Will you?
Or so. Then.
Sweetened or unsweetened?
Oh, you mean like that kind of tea?
Oh, I hate that. I hate cold tea too.
I don't like cold tea.
What kind of tea? You talking like, the hot
tea.
boiled tea?
Yeah.
Like black tea?
No, like
the cinnamon?
I like the cinnamon.
Like,
I don't mind green tea.
But that stuff's supposed to be good for you though too, right?
Yeah.
The teas are?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't like the whole unsweetened tea is not for me.
No.
If I'm going to have some tea, it's probably going to be sweetened, but even then it's not.
No.
It's not for me.
I like an Arnold Palmer's.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Some iced tea and lemonade.
Yeah, I like that.
That sounds fabulous right now. That's another sponsorship we got to get on here. The Arnold Palmer.
That's closer to your wheelhouse right there, some Arnold Palmer.
Yeah.
Right?
Can you make gin and Arnold Palmer's?
Vodka.
I know. That's what I thought it was. More vodka, right? Well, because our other sponsor we're trying to get is Hendrix.
You can mix it with anything you want to.
It's possible. But gin goes well with tonic and a lime.
It does.
Yeah. Johnny, what is your favorite donut? If you go to Dunkin' Donuts, do the drive-thru, what would you be ordering if it was a donut? It's got to be a donut. What would it be?
It would be a cake donut, not the air donuts, right? A cake donut with chocolate frosting.
Wait, what's the difference between the air and
Well, the airs are like those ones that are like they're like air. They're like eating nothing. It's not dense like a cake donut is.
They have both there?
Yeah, a lot of times they'll have a soft. You know which one I'm talking about? Like the real.
This is new news to me. Do you know about a cake donut, Devon?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like it's
really?
it's a more of a firm, dense
Yep.
Batter than the one that's just like air.
And they're both at Dunkin' Donuts?
Yeah, you can get both of them with yeah.
Really? Wow, I must be living on Mars.
No.
And it can't be one. I have to eat two when I get it.
You gotta get two of them?
I gotta get two.
One's just not enough, right?
Yeah, one's just not
Well,
enough.
no.
No.
Who gets one done?
I don't know. I should have been a cop.
You ever been to that place up in Clare?
No, I haven't, but I've heard of it.
What,
and I've watched it.
Donuts?
Cops and
Yeah,
Donuts?
and I watch it on the Michigan guy with the mustache.
Yeah, UTR?
Yeah.
Under the radar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have really good breakfast pasties there.
Do they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? I've only gotten donuts there.
I think they still do they used to do, I don't know if it was day old donuts, but it was something where it was super cheap and you could get 12.
Yesterday's donuts?
Is it yesterday's?
Is that
donuts?
what it is? I don't know.
I don't know. Remember what it was. It's been a while since I've been there, but it
makes
was
sense.
something and it was delicious.
I mean, I think sometimes after you buy like a dozen of donuts, the next day they're like maybe even better. After it's set, on the counter a little bit in the box. Get a little more crispier.
Right.
A little dried out. Devin, what is yours? What do you go to?
I would probably have to say Long John
Oh,
custard filled.
Yeah.
It's probably between that and I like a jelly or a lemon.
Yeah. See, now those would be air donuts, right? They're not a dense donut. It's an air donut.
Yeah.
Well, then I'm an air donut fan.
Those are probably
Because that's my...
I like an apple fritter too. But
So, you taking my choices too.
Yep. And an apple fritter would be a cake donut.
Oh,
Yep.
Okay. Well, then I like both. Because my two picks my go-to is always the sugar jelly.
Oh yeah.
And then apple fritter.
There you go.
Those
are two delicious donuts.
I just got those the other day. We were at downtown Dexter, the Dexter Bakery.
Yep.
Apple fritter, sugar jelly. Booyah. Yeah. And the kids
National Donut Day.
And again,
I didn't even know that. We walked in. I had Grace and Olivia with me. I had to go pay my rent check to the insurance office, and I I dropped in. I'm like, let's go get some donuts. Just walking back to the car. There's a Dexter Bakery. And she's like, the lady was like, yeah, it's National Donut Day. I'm like, no, it's not. She's like, yeah, it is. I'm like, fancy that. Let's get some donuts.
It was meant to be.
Yeah, yeah.
And I see you also got 2 donuts.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so
who gets 1 donut?
I don't know. It's
I
crazy,
have
man.
before, but I didn't eat breakfast that day. So I saw the apple fritter. I was like, well, that's a no-brainer. And then I'm like, screw it. Just give me another sugar jelly, too, while you're at it.
Why not?
Yeah. Kids always go for the sugar. It was not the, whatever. It's got the icing.
Yep.
The icing with the sprinkles.
That's what Mac's favorite is.
Yeah.
Icing with sprinkles.
Livy, I think, got the blue one.
Okay.
Because she thinks it's Blue Moon.
Ah.
It's like one of her favorite ice creams. I want Blue Moon. I'm like, well, that's ice cream. Well, that's blue. It's Blue Moon. Grayson's he's a chocolate guy.
He likes chocolate?
Yeah. He likes the chocolate with sprinkle. He tends to go chocolate. He's not a sweet guy, though. It's funny, though. Out of all 3 of our kids, he's reserved when it comes to dessert.
Good for him.
It is. He like when anything sugar-wise, he'll eat it, but he does not. He usually rarely finishes a donut. He'll never finish ice cream or cake. He just doesn't. He'll have a couple bites and he's good. He's like, see you later. I'm done. No, I'm good. I don't want any more. It's like, it's crazy.
Good for him.
Savannah and Olivia, good God. Olivia's always like, the food's everywhere. It's like, did he even make her mouth? I think even leaving the donut place that day, it was just blue from her donut, like all over. But, so we had an addition. We got a puppy.
Yep.
We got on the Devon train.
There you go. And it's been fun and wonderful. And
dude, no, it is worse than a newborn.
It is.
At least a newborn, you can put a diaper on that little guy and keep it under control. But it also doesn't help that cold turkey changed her food, and that just threw her freaking stomach into a whirlwind. That was dumb.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's just one of those things where you're like in the moment, and you're like, screw that, because we ran out of food.
Uh-huh.
Really, I mean, not to blame her, but like we were just feeding her what the breeder gave us.
Right.
And then we're like, oh, shoot.
We need more food.
We're like one meal away we're gone.
Right. And
then we started looking at the food the breeder was giving the dog, which is called Life Abundance. This, high-end, $140 a bag dog food. And I'm like, good God, no. Sorry. Love you, Charlie, but not happening.
Yeah.
And then you can't even buy it in stores anyways. You have to buy it through their link, the breeder link through them online.
Oh, geez.
Because, it's like a breeder. They only sell it through breeders or vets or whatever, right? It's that kind of freaking fancy food. But they ship fast, so I get it. Like, you could have ordered it and probably had it the freaking next day.
Mm-hmm.
But, so I went and I was, talked to my brother. I'm like, what do you feed your dog? And he's like, Redwood or whatever from Naturals, from Pet Supply or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, fine. So I went and picked up a bag, fed the food, and then all of a sudden I'm like, wait a minute. That's probably not the right thing to do, is it? And Jess like, why? And I'm like, I'm pretty sure we're supposed to wean them off of what they've been eating. And sure enough, like that night, I think it was like that night, it didn't take long. That dog was just shitting everywhere. And it was not good because that was actually the week leading up to me going up north for 4 days. And she's like, yeah, good job. And you're the one leaving. So I don't know. We called our vet and we put her on the rice and meat diet.
Okay.
And it just dried her stomach up pretty fast. And then started incorporating just after 2 days.
Some more.
We ordered a bag of Life Abundance.
So I saw pictures of it on Facebook. What kind of dog is that?
So it is a Labradoodle.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. It's a Labradoodle. We named her Charlie. The kids did. We were kind of thinking more like Marley. Not Marley. That's from the movie Marley and Me. Now I'm going to forget. Bailey, and Maggie. That's the 2 that we had. And so on the way that we completely surprised the kids, it was a complete fluke kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
We, obviously we've been tossing this getting a dog for the last couple years now with the kids being younger. But this breeder out in Lansing that Jess follows does just strictly Labradoodles, very like high-end registered breeder, big deal kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And she normally sells them for like $3,500 a piece. And I mean, they're gone like that, right? And it's like, I don't know. I couldn't fathom spending that money.
Well,
but
no.
then there's these two dogs that they, one was Charlie. Two of them they were going to keep for more breeding.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess because Jess follows her on Instagram, and she just posted these two and said, hey, we decided 2 weeks later. So normally you go pick them up at 8 weeks.
Right.
They kept them for 2 weeks, so they're already 10 weeks old, a little older. And it just kind of was like, name your price. And I know I've told you this story already, but we'll tell the audience.
Yeah.
And it was kind of one of those things where Jess was like, well, how much are you selling for? Because she normally just posts it, and there was no money, like no offer.
Right,
It
yeah.
was just kind of like, hey, we're looking for two families to take these two that we're now, putting up for sale per se. And I was like, I don't know. Just throw a number out there.
Right.
See
what sticks.
Yeah, well, if we were going to do it, we were going to go down to Ohio. There was a breeder down there, like an Amish breeder, and they were only selling for $1,000, which is way better. I mean, it was a 3.5 hour drive too, right? It's a little drive,
right.
But whatever. $3,000 or $1,000 3-hour drive, I'll do that all day. So I just said, whatever. Throw out there $1,200. And so it was like, this was Saturday afternoon, and crickets were like, well, that was a low ball
Right.
offer.
Yeah.
Did not hear back from her. If it was meant to be, it was meant to be. And then all of a sudden, like Saturday afternoon, we got home from church and we're sitting there, and all of a sudden I was doing some landscaping and Jess comes running. I'm like, oh crap, what happened? What did Olivia do now? She's always doing something. And she's just like, she said yes. I'm like, who said yes? She's like, the breeder. I'm like, no, she didn't. She said, yeah, when can you come pick her up? I'm like, oh, shoot, we just bought a dog. Was not ready for that.
Right, yeah.
I'm thinking it was just like, well, we just pissed her off.
Yeah, right.
Normally you're a $3,500 price tag and $1,200.
Right.
My pet only costs $1.50. I got a female chicken hen. Her name is Dave.
Dude, my
Her name is Dave.
Us
Dave,
growing
yeah.
up, my parents always like, I like, it was fun because we were always talking about this. Like their current dog right now, Chelsea, came from an abandoned litter that one of our neighbors found behind his workplace. Just a whole freaking box full of black labs. That's it. So he brought him home and started just divvying them out. Like, hey, just come pick them up. Who wants one?
Yeah.
And then the dog, then before that, it was kind of the same thing. I think it was one of our family members had a black lab. They got pregnant. And they're like, hey, just who wants them? Like, we're not keeping these, kind of thing. And then that was the two dogs we grew up with. Like, my dad's like, yeah, we've never paid for freaking dogs. And that's why in the whole conversation, like even my brother, they had one when they got married, and then he got cancer, so they'd put him down, and then they went and got my Buck. But they went straight to a breeder, like kind breeder, like you did, and it's the same thing. Like, I mean, we did, but she just clearanced Charlie off.
Right.
Call her the clearance dog.
Right. Yay.
But yeah, no, it's if it wasn't for me going cold turkey on the food, I would say it was pretty smooth, because it kind of felt like she was already a little trained, being that they were going to keep them.
Yeah.
So I think we believe they didn't. We didn't ask any questions, but when we brought her home, like, dude, she already like knew to go to the door. So we think that was 2 weeks that they kept him. I'm sure they started to kind of like, all right, if you're sticking around here, here's how this works.
Right.
Kind of stuff.
Potty training them.
A little bit.
Right.
But then I'm the one who threw her freaking stomach into a whole whirlwind, and she's like, what's going on? Don't get mad at me. I can't control this. You did it to me.
Right. I can't hold it in.
I know.
So after you won, right, did you then start second guessing, thinking, dang, how much could have I got her for? Just like you do whenever you bid on anything else, you're always wondering, dang, I got it cheaper? That's pretty damn cheap. Right?
I don't think so, man. I think that, yeah. I mean, knowing how much they cost nowadays.
Crazy.
And
Crazy.
She's like a legit, I mean, she's a legit freaking Labrador breeder. I mean, she's a part of all the associations, and I mean, it's a big, like, it's a full freaking operation. She does like 15 or something litters a year, that she said. I mean, it's like they have a whole building where we even picked her up. I mean, they have a whole freaking operation. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, like it was real deal.
So when it's a crossbreed between a Labrador and a poodle, is it still hyperallergenic and not shedding, or does it shed now?
Yeah, no, it's hyperallergenic. So that was the one big thing that Jess wanted, is a dog that either sheds very minimally, or not a very shedding dog at all. But so yeah, it is. No, it's great. She's good. Driving the kids crazy because she's in her puppy teething phase.
Right, yeah.
So everything's nip, 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 nip. Oh my gosh, I do there. Sometimes they're just like afraid of her. They're like, just running. Oh my gosh, just stop running.
Right.
She thinks you want to play.
Right, yeah. She's confused.
Dude, Grayson, man. My boy, he's shown some sides of him late. I'm like, boy, you better act like a man right now. Like, you got your young little sister here who just walks up like Hawk and just chucks her. And then here's you running like a girl from her because you think she's going to bite you. Dude, Olivia is I don't know, man.
Well, she's the dinosaur trainer, ain't she? When they're playing dinosaurs.
Yeah. She is a freaking tank. She just grabs her by the freaking neck and just goes, I'm carrying her. I'm like, no, you're choking her. Put her down. Stop. Jeez. She literally, there's been time, I'm like, you stop thinking she's a freaking doll. Like,
right.
Dude, she's a live heart-beating animal. Give her a little break. That's why now, like even today, I was making some food and Charlie's sitting right by, because that's the other annoying thing. She just has to be right at your feet, right? And you turn around and go, boom, like, that's your fault, bro.
Right, yeah, I know.
Like, good God, get away from my feet. But she'll stay by me. I'm making food, and all of a sudden, Olivia comes in the room. She runs from Olivia, dude. She's like, come here. And I'm like, no, she's running.
Yeah, I know. She's scared.
Dude, she is scared of Olivia. I don't blame her. That chick is crazy.
But if anybody's ever had kids with a puppy, they know exactly what that's like.
Yeah.
Because Mac's the same way. Mac's trying to body slam him. It's like, what are you doing? No. Stop it.
I believe it, dude. It's just like, gosh, be easy.
Yeah. Right.
Well, and then, of course, she gets rough. So what do you think Charlie's going to do? Mm-hmm. She's going to freaking bite. So then she gets all pissed off and starts crying. I'm like, you're the one that's attacking her. It's like, it's called natural reaction to bite. And, of course, she's got those just sharp little freaking puppy teeth, man. Good God. Sometimes those little nips are like, oh boy. Yeah. You know, of course, you get all razzling, and you take the nips. But sometimes, man, they just get you in the right spot. You're like, oh, hey, hey, that was a little pricker. But no, it's been fun. It's definitely, you don't realize how much they just upturn your freaking life. And I know it gets easier as they get older. They get a little more, I don't know, chill. But also just they get trained, as Charlie is now. Like, she knows how to go out. And the whole food thing was just insane. Because she just was pooping in the freaking cage like multiple times a night. We weren't getting sleep. We were getting pissed. Oh, yeah. Pissed at each other. Like, dude, it was a disaster. I'm like, why the frick did we get this dog? And then just like, you do know that you changed her food, right? So it's not her fault. I'm like, I got that. I know. I got that.
I know, okay? But I'm still upset.
It just sucked the last 3 nights in a row. I haven't gotten any sleep. And that was the worst because I did it. Not that it was just me. She didn't get a lot of sleep either. But it was also leading up to my golf trip, which I know I'm not going to get a lot of sleep either. Right. With also boozing involved. And it's like, dude, this sucks. My energy levels go.
Right. This was a terrible idea.
Yeah. Should have waited after the golf event.
Could you hold on to the
Can
dog?
I put you on layaway? Yeah, Can you train it a little bit more? Then I'll pick it up.
This is the food we're going to switch it to.
Start weaning her off your freaking $100 50 bag. Good God, man. And you can get lost in that whole freaking world of dog food too, man.
Dog food's ridiculous.
It's like, I want to give my dog good stuff. Like, don't get me wrong, but like, dude, I'm not paying more than $80 back. Right. Because, obviously, that's like middle of the road.
Well, yeah. Now it is, yeah.
You can get the cheaper, like $50, $60, and then I don't know. But I'm not trying to be super crunchy about it. But
I mean, you don't.
what do you feed your dogs?
Why are you gonna feed your dog more per pound than what you eat
Yeah.
per pound?
Yeah.
And then he just ate a bunch of deer shit not too long ago.
I know. And he's out eating. She's out. I always keep calling her he. But she goes out and just munches on mulch freaking wood, and that's not good. The dye doesn't help. Yeah, he's out. I caught her eating dog crap.
Yeah.
No, deer crap. It was probably something else, probably like rabbit poop.
Yep.
Munches on the mulch all freaking day. And I mean, what is it with dogs and eating sticks? Where does it come from? Why do you want to just chew on wood?
I don't know.
It's weird. I never get that. I'm like, why? Why do you go out, grab a stick, sit there, and just maul on it all day?
Maybe it's salty.
I don't know. The same thing even with the mulch, the wood chips from the mulch. It's like, dude, that's what is so appealing about that? What? But what do you guys? What food do you guys do?
We do Purina Pro Plan.
Yeah, see, I think that's what the vet even said. I swear to God, I think it's the exact same stuff. She was like, I'm just a big Purina. Yeah, Pro Plan. I think it's what Jess said.
Well, because we've been Purina for a while. Like our old dog, he doesn't do well when you switch food at all. Because a couple times we bought him Call the Wild, the wet food, just for a little Friday night kind of treat.
Yeah.
Did not go well.
No.
We tried.
With Yeti?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we've tried
the tank.
Couple different things, and it did not go well. And then we switched them over to, because Purina, I mean, they're expensive.
Yeah.
They jumped up in price, along with everything. But
yeah.
And then we were having trouble finding it.
Really?
So we were like, well, let's switch to Diamond Natural.
Yeah, that's what our other friend said they were.
And then he did not do neither of them, because we did Diamond Natural for him and the Diamond Puppy, and both of them were getting the squirts and had terrible farts. And
really?
So then we were like, well,
not that.
We'll
no
just
way.
Go back to what we were doing.
Yeah.
But I mean, Diamond was great. I mean, we told them it wasn't working, and we sent them whatever, and they sent us the money back for it.
No way.
Yeah.
Whatever was left from the bag.
But we didn't even send them the bag. We just sent them the code off the bag.
Oh, off the bag?
And then they sent us a check.
No way.
Yeah, they were great. They were fantastic. I mean,
because that's available at even Tractor Supply.
Yeah.
Yeah, Diamond.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's other friends that live around the corner from us. That's what they were feeding. And then, I don't know, I just switched. My brother's like, oh, we like this stuff. And I'm like, whatever. I was right there, and I'm like, because I don't know if Pet Supplies has Diamond. Probably do.
Yeah, I think they do.
But I know it's at Tractor Supply too, which I was kind of excited about. I was like, oh, I'll go to Tractor Supply.
Oh yeah,
just for some dog food.
Absolutely. See what else I can grab.
Yeah.
But our Becca's parents, they feed their dog Diamond Natural, and then we have another friend who breeds Brittany's. He's a big Purina guy, but because it's been so expensive, I think it's been going good, but he was buying a bag of Purina, and then he was buying a bag of Diamond Natural
and
mixed the whole both bags
to
together.
Last it, yeah.
To kind of help offset the price of the one.
Right. It's not a bad idea.
No.
Just make them longer.
Right.
And spread it out. Because it is crazy.
So I know there was a cat food shortage for a while. Was there a dog food shortage during that same time?
I wouldn't be sad about that.
I mean,
I'm sorry. I think cats should all die. I am not a cat person.
Oh, really?
I could have never told.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. That's like when the NBA striked. I hoped it stayed strike forever. Bunch of hooligans.
But I think there was a dog food shortage. I mean, I think in everything there was a shortage, but
yeah. What was
our particular brand, or because we do the chicken and rice. I think we could always find the salmon, but we don't do the salmon.
Not only does it the ingredients, then it's the flavors. Do you want chicken? Do you want salmon? Do you want meat? It's like, what the frick?
Right?
What? Why? What happened to this freaking world that we got so many different flavors and choices? And I mean, good God.
Like you say, you just ate poop not too long ago.
We should just create CNS. We should create our own dog
food.
Yeah, why not? There's already 100 other companies.
Right.
I'm sure we can just find a. Here's the thing. It's like bourbon, right? There's only like 3 distilleries all in Kentucky that make all of the frickin' bourbons. But then it's like a different bourbon. Well, yeah, but it's distilled at Buffalo Trace.
Right.
But it's you wouldn't even know it was made by Buffalo Trace. It's a whole different freaking company.
Right.
But it's all made right there. Same building.
Perfect.
Why don't we just do that? We'll find out where Purina's making their food. We'll get a little licensing deal. We'll create our own We'll have Wayne Media create our own logos and our branding and our color. Johnny, you can put a little investment in if you want and get a little piece of the company.
Oh, I'm in.
And let's just start a freaking dog company.
Yeah.
Screw it.
I used to guide. We used to have a Purina sales guy would take a bunch of his farmer clients fishing every year, probably like 5 or 6 of them.
Yeah.
And all great guys. And
hey, they're great guys if they go fishing.
well, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But so the company loves outdoors.
That's right, man. I need to go fishing. Been bugging my dad to get your freaking boat ready. Let's go.
Come on, Dad.
Even if it's like just go to Woodland, just get on the water. Let's go fish.
Would you see that boat on Union Lake just blew up?
Oh yeah, I saw that for a hot second. Something about not letting
You didn't use the blower, maybe?
That's where it was.
Yeah.
Didn't let the motor blower go a little bit before it revved up and just boom.
Which was bizarre because I was watching the night before I heard the story. I was watching, I think it was Texas State Game Warden show.
Yeah.
And there was a jet ski that blew up with a guy on it.
No
and then the
way.
next morning, I heard that and I was like, what are the chances of hearing about that
in
twice?
one day?
I mean, I watch that show a lot to have it be back to back.
I mean, there had to be something. You got to think about, like, I don't know. I mean, is there a glitch at all in it that would have that happen? To not have it.
I think they said on the show, they said, because it was a jet ski, that they didn't use the right hose clamps that they're supposed to. And so it was leaking fuel
Back into it?
somewhere. And then when it started, the spark
Just
ignited it. And it just went boom. I mean, I don't
You know if the guy died?
They didn't say. I would
always
normally
wonder-
they tell you if he dies.
Right, if it's like a
Normally
fatal.
they just say,
You would think, though, that because your engine's usually, you're sitting on it, on a jet ski, and you think if that explode, the seat probably just, like, almost like a pilot igniting, ejecting from a cockpit. I'm sure that seat just
there wasn't much left.
shoot him up.
Yeah, it was a mess.
Yeah, that would have been a good day
Hey.
to be wearing your brown swim trunks.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
You know, if there's any place or any particular item that you want to be on when it blows up, it's probably a boat or a jet ski. Only because of the fact that you're probably getting launched and then dunked right in water. Out goes
put
the
you
fire. Yeah.
I guess it's
Soft landing probably
Right.
too. I mean, I'm sure you're not going super high.
right.
So you're probably just, whether you come on your head, you're going right into water. Out goes the fire.
And then you just swim home.
Hopefully you're not knocked unconscious either, but you know.
That's the only downside if you're knocked unconscious. Right?
Yeah.
Well, there's no canopy top like Goose. So
Right,
you're
that is
just
true.
you're just going up. Hopefully you land on water too, not back in the
Into
boat.
Yeah.
Not to make fun of, hopefully, if
Right.
anybody was. I don't think the one happened here was fatal.
I didn't see
I don't
anything
think
about,
so.
but it was
At least I didn't remember reading anything on it.
typical
It was-
news story. You click on it, try to find out more information,
and it's like a paragraph.
and
You're
then
like,
you
oh,
gotta
wow.
subscribe.
Oh,
and then you
yeah,
gotta- it's
that
like,
too.
"Geez, oh, Pete, I'm not-
Freaking 2023
not
problems.
doing
Yeah, you're like just trying to. I'm not, like, it's always like that on like Wall Street Journal. You're clicking on some kind of financial article, and
Yeah.
then it's like, oh, subscribe. Like, screw you.
And then you get all them pop-ups, and you can't get back to where you originally started.
I
It's
can't
so irritating.
stand. I can't stand it too. You're trying to read an article, and then it's just like all these ads mixed in the article, and you're like, all I want to do is read a freaking article.
Right.
I don't need a tip on how to lose weight by eating peanut butter. Okay, like
I'll click on that later.
yeah, I already eat enough peanut butter. But yeah, no, it's stay safe out there, y'all.
Yeah.
Make sure you put your boat plugs in too.
Yes.
I can't tell you how many times my dad's done that over the years. Good Lord. I think he did
Oh,
that.
shoot.
I think he did that last year where it just, you're in such a hurry and you're getting things ready and you go out and all of a sudden we're freaking, dude, you didn't put the plug in, didn't you? Oh, shoot. Turn around. Get back to the dock.
What's a boat plug? Like
Dude, you
keeps water out of the boat?
It keeps water from going into the hull.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Which keeps you afloat.
Right.
Yeah, there's always a plug in the back. I mean, you always drain it too, especially like when you're storing it. You want to make sure there's nothing in there, so you take it out, and if you don't put it back in, it's always the
fills up.
Yeah, and you start noticing that back end going down, and you're like, "Did you put the plug in? Oh shoot, no, it's right here." I remember I wasn't with them, but I remember my brother sending me a video like, Dad forgot the plug again.
It's up on the trailer. It's water's gushing out of it.
I think we were at a campground once, and a dude just didn't put the plug in, and he went like to go park the trailer, and it was already like, I mean, like he took forever. Like, dude, his boat's going under. It's already going under, man. He didn't even get it out there. And he came like, dude, your plug's out. He's like, oh, shoot. I mean, it happens a ton.
Oh, it does.
It happens a ton.
I mean, you think about it. I mean, you put it in once. I mean, if you don't go from place to place, I mean, if you live you store it on the lake. I mean, you put it in once at the beginning of the year, take it out at the end of the year, and that's it. I mean, it's not like it's something you do on a regular basis.
I know. It happens a ton, though.
Oh, yeah.
You do see it from time to time, especially early in the season when you just go to a dock early in the season. I guarantee you, if you're there for a couple hours, you'll find one guy.
Oh yeah,
that forgot his plug.
Yeah, between that and you could probably make some money backing up people's trailers.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, some of the videos out there of people trying to back up a trailer. Oh my,
dude!
How
I learned real fast how to back up a trailer. When I owned a single trailer jet ski, dude, those things just turn on a dime.
Right?
They just turn on a freaking dime. You turn the steering wheel, and you're jackknifing fast. So yeah, I don't know. I've backed up a few things even for my father. He's like, "Where'd you learn to freaking back up so easy?" I mean, it's obviously once you do it every now and then, it's pretty. You get the hang of it, right? Yeah. But I'm like, just go get a single trailer jet ski, and then let me know how you go on. You turn it back in that thing up,
right? Yeah.
Just so any small trailer, period.
Right.
You try to turn that thing on a dime, it just, I mean, that turn.
Right.
Makes backing anything bigger real easy because that thing just takes forever to turn.
It does, yeah. It's all slow.
Yeah. But no, so we're gonna wrap this one up hopefully really quick. Mm-hmm. Some big news. This is coming out a little later than all of it. But yeah. We've talked about this a few times on the show.
Yep.
The LIV Golf and the PGA Tour. Well, yesterday morning when we're recording this is Wednesday. It was Wednesday, June 7th. So Tuesday, June 6th, they announced that the two PGA Tour, DP World Tour, and PIF, which is the governing body, the main investor of LIV Golf, joined forces. Like, I don't know, dude. It was so funny when you were actually the very first person.
Didn't they release it on like Twitter too or something?
Well, so this is what I've gathered from the crazy. I mean, I've obviously after you were the first one that texted me too, though, because I went and played a practice round yesterday because I have a qualifier Saturday, and I think it was, I don't know, a couple holes in, I pulled my phone up, and I see it on freaking Instagram alert that just says, PGA Tour merges with LIV, and then 2 seconds later, you go, did you hear the news? And I'm like, holy crap. I'm like, no way. I opened Instagram, and obviously it's already flooded with just everybody, because I follow a ton of golf people, and they're just like, what the frick is this? I mean, dude, I I don't know. There's such, like, I'm not even on the freaking tour, but it's like, there is such a mixed bag of emotions when you're like, everything they've done over the last year and a half, everything Jay Monahan has said
right.
about how just horrible and disgusting all of this crap is, to then here we are. But as everything has kind of come out, it does make sense. So there's one big thing that really brought all this to the table is a couple months ago, I think exactly 2 months ago, the DP World Tour won a lawsuit against LIV in Europe.
Okay.
Which really didn't make that big of news. But that was the big flipper of who had leverage. And for the first time, the PGA Tour had a small window of leverage. Because that lawsuit in Europe, that what it was is the LIV players that had their membership suspended by DP World Tour because they were in cahoots with obviously the PGA Tour, so
right.
they were kind of following everything we were doing over here.
Right.
They suspended and revoked all their memberships just straight up. Mm-hmm. Well, then they sued DP World Tour, and then in court DP World Tour won. So that just weakened LIV Tour tremendously overnight. So they lost all of their steam going forward. Not that they weren't also still doing what they were doing. It's just there was a small glimpse of a legal battle that they lost.
Right.
And the DP World Tour won. So then Rory talked about that today in his press conference where he just said, hey, because it wasn't even Jay Monahan who got this whole conversation rolling. A lot of people think that he did this behind all their backs. He wasn't even one that first started this whole negotiating. It was, I forget the other guy, Jerry Dunhay. He's like just a rich dude. He's like a member on Augusta. He's a member at Shinnecock. He's a member everywhere. He's made a ton of money in business. And then he I think it was just last year, June of 2022, he came on as an advisory, the advisory board for the PGA Tour. So he's just a big business guy, right? Kind of the business mindset. Mm-hmm. So he was the one that first reached out to the governor who they made this deal with of PIF. PIF is Public Something Fund. So they are the funders of LIV Golf.
Right.
Right? So they just made LIV Golf happen. They're not really actually
LIV
Golf.
Right.
And that's where the big deception, I think, of everything, because obviously media is stupid, and they say, oh, PGA Tour merges with LIV Golf. No. What they did is they agreed to start an entity together. So PGA Tour, DP World Tour, and then PIF.
Right.
Start their own entity, and then they all invest commercial business into it. And so, because their whole common goal was really what's coming out is this Saudi group, PIF, all they really wanted to do was start putting in money into golf. Like they just wanted to invest into the future of golf. Mm-hmm. That was their whole objective. In LIV, their whole plan was to use LIV to build their leverage,
right?
To build their worth in the golf industry. Because at the time, PGA Tour was not looking nor accepting any more outside contributors.
Right.
So that's where all this all came from. Because I was watching an article, one guy wrote, he's like, dude, this has been happening for the last 10 years, whether we knew it or not. Like there was always has been this outside influence of people wanting to get in the business. But the tour and everybody at whole just said, no, we don't need it. We don't need it. We're good. We don't need it. We don't need any outside influences. We don't need anyone else telling us how to do this.
Right.
And that's where the Saudis said, okay, fine, we'll just start our own league. We'll do it our own way.
Right.
And so I think it was a constant of who's got the most leverage? Who's got the better stance? Who's got the better golfers? Who's got the more sponsors? And I, from what I understand, and I'm not completely diverse into it, but I think I can kind of see the bigger picture, is that lawsuit in Europe is what just made LIV from, in PIF go, and then so the tour said, okay, great, now's our chance to really make our stance made,
right,
and just put an end to this. And so that's what they did, is they just came together and said, okay, instead of trying to be competitive league and furthering the game, because I agree with what Jay said, that this whole like competitive separating, like, oh, LIV PGA,
right,
in the longevity would have not been good for golf. I mean, it's just, there's all, like, even every major that we've been watching is all this stupid media, like, hey, did you guys say hi to the LIV players? They're freaking human beings at the end of the day. And are you dumb to think that over these guys have been playing together for the last 15 years?
Right. They're not going to.
Do you think they're not going to just say hi or shake hands or talk or anything because, you're on LIV Golf?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you saw at the very first major, they're all freaking like, hey, what's up? Talk. And then that's why guys like, guys, what do you not think we don't talk to each other outside of the tour?
Still friends.
Yeah, we live across the street.
Right, yeah.
We all live in Jupiter, you know? But I don't know. I think at the end of the day, like, as you more look at it, I agree with Rory. Rory even said today's statement, he said he thinks LIV will just dissolve because there's also, I think it was one of the Golf Channel reporters did say that it's funny how all this is happening. You had the lawsuit that went in favor of DP World.
Yep.
It squashed them a little, or at least lowered their leverage, big time, because they are like, oh shoot, we just lost here. You don't think we're going to lose over there, kind of thing. So that squashed them down a little bit, increased PGA Tour's take, like, okay, here's our opportunity. But then someone reported they talked to some guy high up in LIV Golf involved in the finances. And he straight up said, hey, I think this is huge for us. Because he goes, I do not see a LIV existing after 2024. They were not getting the sponsors that they needed to continue to do more tournaments, to bring money in, to help pay for this stuff. Because, there's a ton of money there, but they were just drawing these guys in.
But what do you think happens then if they do dissolve? Because that's kind of what I was thinking. Maybe they'll just dissolve. But all them giant contracts, I mean, it's got to be guaranteed money.
Well, so all of their contracts, so a lot of them were very short term. But the only guys who got big 3-year contracts was Phil, DJ, and like the bigger guys. A lot of the other guys that are on the tour, I think some of them only got 2 years and some guy only got 1-year contract. Okay. So I think with this, the way it is, I think they probably will go through their contracts, and then who knows what they do from there. But that's what all is up for discussion even at this moment. Like, what does this look going forward? But Jay even just said earlier today, I think actually just even like this late afternoon, because one of the big questions is like, okay, so this is great and all, but what are you going to do for those of us who stayed now? The fact that we chose you, we stayed loyal to you, but now you're actually going into business with them, which, yes, like one even player said, like, yes, I see how this long-term is going to be way better for us. There's going to be way more money in the game of golf. We're united. We're not competing against each other. We're one entity, actually. So we're all going towards the same goal for the professional game, PGA Tour gets to stay PGA Tour. We'll see how that all shakes out, though. I mean, you got to think about some rich freaking dudes who just did business with you, but you're going to still keep yours. I
got to imagine they'd keep it just because of the name.
Well,
LIV has been around for not very long.
No.
Or, I mean, why?
But the big question is like, okay, if Tour stays the Tour, and then over here there's another entity that is now PGA Tour, DP World, and the PIF together, and they stay over here, so then what does this do? Right? Because then, and that's what Roy says, like, maybe there's going to be some tournament stuff down the road, because everyone has questions, like, that's what the WGC was. WGC was a world tour, per se, that invited the top players in the world, no cuts, top big money, and they only had 5 events a year. So are you guys going to create something like that again?
Okay.
But a little different? right? Because that's what WGC was it was a complete little thing. It wasn't even, it wasn't with PGA Tour. It was a little side gig. That's whether it was the Dell, there was the Cadillac, it was like 4 or 5 tournaments around the globe.
Mm-hmm.
They were only top 50 players in the world. Some were one was a match play, and then I think the rest were stroke play. But it was big purse, big money, no cuts. So it was like just guaranteed money.
Mm-hmm.
Top players in the world. That only got invited. Period. So it was like, okay, you're gonna go back to more of that, a sense.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe offer more because you got a lot more money now.
Right.
Because you got freaking Saudi $1 billion kind of money. I don't know. I think as it all in shake, because that's the whole thing. Like it made, and Jay Monahan, or whoever the frick he says last time, and he even straight out and said, "Hey, you have every right to call me a hypocrite."
I heard that this morning.
But as you look into it, it really wasn't him who started this. It was the council board.
But say that he made the decision is, it's not just one person that makes the decision.
No, he
just
obviously
because he's the
CEO, he's the face, right? So he obviously has to spill the news and be the front and take all the blunt and take all the questions. 100%, I get that, because if you even hear him, it was the 2 other guys. It was a guy from the chairman of board and what's his face, Dunny, who from the advisory board. They were the first ones that actually, right after the lawsuit happened, because they're just probably smart business guys. All right, great. Now leverage is on our side. Mm-hmm. Let's go see if they're open to talking. And that's what happened. Open communication. Rory even said, he goes, yeah, I knew there was conversations going on in the back door. He's like, I just didn't think it was going to happen this fast. So, because someone even said, like, oh, Rory didn't even know this was happening. I'm like, bull crap. It's never what the media makes it out to be. Even though they probably kept hush-hush, the guys knew something was happening.
Right.
Just like he said, he's like, I just didn't think it was going to happen this fast.
Right.
And I think also, speculating here, so don't quote me, but Jeff Ogilvie is the one that said this too, and it kind of makes sense. He goes, I think what happened is someone was about to leak this deal, and they had to freaking gunfire it. Because it didn't seem like they were freaking ready to really announce it.
Yeah.
Well, because it got announced, and then Jay sent out the letter to the players. Mm-hmm. And that's what it was. I'd be annoyed too, man. If I was a player, like, what the frick? How do I find this out again on Twitter?
Right, yeah.
Like, you should be sending us a letter and doing a private players meeting and then announcing it.
Right.
But, I'll blame that on the stupid media. Mm-hmm. They always got to be the first one.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to help our ratings. It's going to make us more money.
Doesn't have to be true.
Dude. No, what happened to surprises? No one likes surprises anymore.
No.
But anyways.
But it'll be interesting to see what happens.
I think it'll be better. It is Saudi money. It's not the cleanest money. We'll say that. But, hey, if they want to invest billions and billions of dollars into the game of golf, obviously it can't be that bad for the game. And, let's face it. Like, I think globally the game could grow. Like, the game is too much of a American sport, right? I'm sure there's a ton of talent around the world that just doesn't get opportunities because there's just no money over there. Mm-hmm. It's just like, look at the purchase of the European Tour.
Right.
They're freaking tiny compared to the PGA Tour, man. Why do you think these guys leave, the guys that actually have really good talent, leave that to come pursue the PGA Tour? Because it's better. So much more better money. Right. The purses are now, in the 20 millions, and DP World freaking doesn't even push 2 million. It's like, dude, it's an astronomical difference of money.
Right.
And let's face it, at the end of the day, they're really good golfers, and they say they play for trophies, but I'm pretty sure you want some money in your bank, too.
Yeah.
Family, a little more cozier life, knowing that your family back home, even when I'm gone, 36 years out of the year, gone, they're okay. They're being taken care of.
Right.
But, no, it was just crazy. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah. I saw that. Or my buddy. He's like, did you see? I go, no, what? And then he showed me on his phone, and then I texted you right after. I was like, did you hear?
Dude, if I didn't see that Instagram alert and you would have texted me here the news, I would have thought, like, there's a freaking another 9/11 or something. Like, But good thing that I saw that one right when I did, and I'm just like, yep, it's crazy.
You're shining me.
Oh. Hey. Got to be the light in the darkness somehow.
Right.
But no, it's crazy. I don't know. It's just the way that all shaked out. And it was Golf Channel even showed like the timeline from when it all happened. And it was exactly a year, June of 2022, when they rolled out this whole new designated tour events and all this new plan, and how Jay just straight up said, like, we don't, just like squashing the whole idea of what this all is. And then to know a year later, they would come together. I don't know. It's just crazy.
It is crazy.
Just crazy. Anyways. Hey.
Stay tuned.
More money in golf. So if you got any talent, pursue it now. You're going to be making a lot more money.
Right.
A lot more money.
Well, what's the phenom? Was it 13 years old or something?
Who tried to qualify?
Yeah.
I don't think he did.
Oh, he didn't?
I don't think so. I don't think he...
Reminds me of my younger self. I just didn't want to, do all that walking.
Yeah, if they had golf carts, you could do that. You'd have been in it.
I wouldn't be in this studio. I'd be in my private G6, man.
Dude, freaking props to him, though. Just getting through local qualifying.
Oh, yeah.
At 13. Better start throwing him some dollars now.
Right.
See if he's on Monday Q already. I'll submit $100. Hopefully that 100 turns into a couple thousand.
Right.
No, that's the kind of the cool thing about golf, professional golf. Because I was just even talking to, we were at a grad party last weekend, and there was a fellow there. I started talking with his son who's dating Katie, who graduated, and we started talking golf. And he's like, "Oh, you got to talk to my dad." I'm like, "Why?" And he's like, He's the mini version of you, or the old version of you. He's like, he'll talk your ear off about golf. He's like, he actually played pro for a little while. I'm like, no way. So I started talking to Tim, and he did. He qualified for the Buick Open. Monday qualified it for like 3 times. He went and played in a couple years down in Florida on the mini tours.
Oh, nice.
Like tried to make a real run at it. And so we were chatting, talking for a while, and I was telling him all the qualifiers that I'm doing this year and just how I have not played competitively at all in over 10 years. And he's like, dude, he goes, all I could tell you is, he's like, if you got the game, just keep going at it. Even if you don't do anything good this year, come back next year even better. He's like, dude, with all this money that's getting injected in this sport, he's like, pfft. He goes, and that's the thing. He goes, if I was to do it all over again, the number one thing that I would have done, which these younger guys now have a ton of access to, is just money. If you have any kind of resume, you have any kind of, success. Like, he's like, dude, when I Monday qualified for tournaments, and I was, and like, he's like, I won a couple of mini tours down in Florida. He goes, that's all you need. You take those results and you go freaking spit it out to. There's now companies like Monday Q. Monday Q is a platform where you submit your resume, and you can literally, like me and you could go on Monday Q, register as an investor, look at a list of pursuing tour pros, and then just, here, I'm going to give you $1,000. Just invest $1,000 into you. And you sign like a little contract with a little return. Yeah. You didn't have that back then. Like, it was very hard to get sponsors. Now it's just like,
right,
who wants to throw some money at me? And it's like, he's like, dude, that would have changed everything, because that would have covered travel expenses for me. He's like, I was paying that all out of pocket. Trying to work, he's like, I had 2 young kids at home. He's like, that's what's made me pull back. He's like, I got to get back home and start making some more consistent money. And he's like, it would have changed everything. And I'm like, dude, tell me about it. Like, I would love to just freaking drop what I'm doing and do this. It's like, I can't. I got a family now. Right. And he's like, well, that's the thing. He's like, just keep working at it, man. You never know what can happen. Look at freaking Michael Block.
Right.
I mean, dude has a heck of it. Don't get me wrong. The media underplayed Michael Block a little bit. The dude has a huge freaking resume. The guy's won like 140 tournaments, and most of them are all PGA sanctioned events, which they are what they are. Right. They're not. I mean, I hate not say like they're not nothing.
Right.
But at the same time, I mean, there's still a lot of great players like himself playing in those, California Section PGA events. But the dude can freaking play golf. I mean, he's played in 7 majors. The media was a great story. Don't get me wrong. I look forward to watching it on Full Swing because they were there recording the whole freaking shebang. Ooh. It's going to be on season 2. But the dude had a freaking resume. Yeah. At the end of the day, like he just didn't show up out of nowhere and qualified and walked off the streets as a PGA pro.
Right.
And here we are. No, the dude can play some freaking golf. There's no shy of that. So, but that's just a pure example of what happens.
Right.
The dude freaking picked, he picked up a few sponsors, some sponsor exemptions. He's playing in this week's tournament again. Mm-hmm. Like, it's all it takes.
Right.
And then just hopefully shoot the best and keep it rolling. Inject a couple big checks in your bank and go. But, yeah, so anyways. Young kids, this is for you. If you like golf a little bit, go play. Gosh, dude, that's even like Grayson. The kid has got a freaking heck of a swing. He literally does have a natural freaking golf swing. I took him out again, and because he just all he wants to do is play golf. We just started baseball, and he's excited about it. He's like, yeah, but I think I like golf better. I'm like, God, you're speaking to my heart. But he's like, got it. We were at Golden Fox, and there's 2 guys behind us, and it was kind of slow. It was late at night. We always kind of sneak out at twilight. Right. It's way cheaper. And he came up to me. He's like, how old is that kid? And I'm like, he's 5. And he's like, dude, do you have him in junior stuff yet? And I'm like, no, I got to. He's like, what are you waiting for? He's like, I saw that swing from 200 yards away. And I said, damn. So, yeah, I mean, hey, he loves it. It's all he wants to do. He sees me, like I went and hit a bucket of balls real fast before coming here. And he's like, how come you're not taking me? I'm like, because I got to go somewhere right after, buddy. He's like, well, I want to play 18. He keeps saying that. It's funny how he just knows 18. He's like, I want to play 18. I'm like, that's a lot of golf, buddy.
That's a lot of golf.
That's a lot of golf. So what? I want to play. Because we played 9, and it was freaking dark. And he's like, we're not playing the back 9? I'm like, dude, it's 9 o'clock. No, your mom's already mad. She already texted me, where are you?
Right.
He needs to be in bed. Anyways, yeah, it's about to be a lot of money in golf, that's for sure. Mm-hmm. Like baseball money.
Right.
Baseball it's crazy how baseball just blows every professional sport out of the boat for freaking, like, why? I don't know. Just because they play 160 games?
Maybe.
I mean, I get it's a long season, but, I mean, you compare the payroll in sports, and baseball is just astronomical higher than everybody.
It is.
It's crazy. Crazy. Anyways. Yeah. Any last thoughts?
Be interesting to see what happens as it all unfolds.
It's true. It's very true. It would be. It'd be very interesting. It's kind of, I don't know. It's just weird.
It's crazy.
It is. It's just crazy. After all of that for the last year and a half, and here we are, it's like, well, they just came together.
Right.
But it sounds like people involved kind of knew this was going to happen. Just maybe like Rory. Like, I don't think it was going to happen this fast.
Right. Yeah.
So anyways, that wraps up our episode for 115. If you like listening to us, one way to stay on top of our shows being released is subscribe.
Boom.
If you've watched enough for our shows and you haven't subscribed yet, just go ahead and hit the subscribe button and then hit the bell to get alerted when we upload new videos, new content. If you've been watching, we do all sorts of stuff. We talk golf. We talk fishing. We talk hunting. We talk with business owners,
right.
Which we're trying to get some more people in here. Real estate, obviously. Mortgages. Dogs. Crap.
Yep, deer crap. I was going to say that.
We talk about it all. So if you're looking for just a good time, some crazy stuff, some crazy ideas that we are patent pending on, so don't get any thoughts.
Yeah, right?
Holy Dogs is not yours, it's ours. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the alert. Smash a like on this one. Help us out. We appreciate it. I'm Paul Seguin with eXp Realty.
I'm Devon Carr with Gold Star Mortgage.
It's Carr and Seguin Show. See you.
The primary purpose of this podcast series is to inform, entertain, and educate. The information, opinions, and recommendations presented in this podcast series do not constitute legal or professional advice, opinions, or endorsements of any kind. Gold Star Mortgage Financial Group, NMLS 3446, Equal Housing Lender.